Hey everybody, welcome in. It's the LL Sports Podcast, the finale. It's the last podcast of the 2025-26 school year. With the one and only Jason Guarente, Jeff Reinhart here, LNP and Lancaster Online. Jason, where did that school year go?
Fast. And
Yeah.
it was, it's weird when you have kids, like it's back to school and then it's summer in the blink of an eye. And the summer's the only time things seem to slow down. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, it went by very fast. It feels like a blur.
Yeah. Here's what we're hoping to do in this episode. We're going to wrap up states from last week. Some lacrosse teams and a volleyball team ended up going deep this spring. And then we're going to rewind and kind of zip through the school year, give you some highlights, and some things that stood out to us in a pretty interesting, entertaining school year. Volleyball, let's go there first. We had a state finalist in volleyball last week. Hempfield gets through in AAA. They had to play North Allegheny, which is really good. They hadn't dropped a set the whole season.
And the Black Knights got him.
And they got him in the first set. They punched him in the mouth, 25-12. And I was like, oh, wow, Hempfield.
Maybe this is going to happen.
Maybe this is going to happen. And then NA was like, okay, we're here to play. So they won 3-1. So the Tigers get their 10th state title, tying Hempfield with 10. Most in state history. Great playoff ride for Hempfield to get there, beat Emmaus 3-1, beat Central Dauphin 3-1, beat Cumberland Valley 3-2 in an unbelievable state semifinal. Hempfield ends up 21-2, and they won their 25th Lancaster-Lebanon League championship along the way. They were a ton of fun to cover. Their top 7 players in the rotation are all seniors.
So this was the last gasp for that group.
Yeah. So Hempfield's going to look a little different next year, but they reload at Hempfield. But this crew was really special. Great group of guys, and they played great. So no shame in silver when you get all the way to Penn State and play for a state title. Okay, lacrosse. We had 3 teams left last week. LS boys, Township girls. They all lose in the state semis. Jason, you covered LS boys.
LS lost to Mars, which was the eventual champ.
Yes.
LS started fast in that game.
They were winning.
Up 3-0, and then Mars just sort of methodically took control. It was 5-5 after 3 quarters. They scored the first, I believe, 3 goals of the final quarter, and that was it. So Mars won the state final by a goal over Pencrest.
14-13.
So LS was right there with
the
best teams in the state, and if they had pulled out that fourth quarter against Mars, who knows, they might have been able to win it. They've never been to the final. This was the second time they reached the semis, and both times they lost to Mars. All roads lead to the same opponents in lacrosse. It's funny how the dominant teams just stay on top year after year. And for Township boys and girls, it was a rough Tuesday. Yeah. Both lost games that weren't particularly close. The girls lost to Conestoga. The boys lost to Radnor. And both of those teams lost in the
state final.
So Township just couldn't get over that semifinal hump. It's really hard. You get to those District 1 powers. And then there's LaSalle College, which won the boys 3A title. They're another one of those teams that's in it every year. So
they are.
It's so hard, you win districts, you win leagues, but states is a different animal.
Yeah, not sure what to make of that because, like you said, both Townships teams dominate the league, dominate the district, and then they run into one of these teams, a Conestoga, a Radnor,
I just think
etc.
Everyone's chasing Township in District 3.
Yes, they are.
And the gap between Township and District 3 is the same gap that exists between Township and District 1. Yeah. And no one's able to close either gap, so we kind of have the same season year after year.
Yeah, I talked to Colleen Palmer, the Township girls coach, in the last week. I said, hey, tough one again, sorry. And she said, we'll continue to do what we do. We'll play the toughest non-league schedule we can possibly find. We have kids in the pipeline. We'll be fine. But it's just that hurdle. They just can't beat those District 1 teams.
And we did not have a team state champion in the 25-26 school year.
Yeah.
Which is unusual.
Somebody usually wins something. We had some finalists.
We did, and we had 4 champions the year before, so maybe it's just the law of averages catching up. But yeah, it was a lot of close calls, but not quite championships.
Yeah. Okay. Lacrosse and volleyball, nice rides by those squads to put a capper on the school year. Okay, Jason, let's hit the rewind button. Let's go back to last August. We could sit here and talk for 2 hours about all of these sports. We're going to try to hit as many as we can, give you some highlights and quick hitters from the school year, favorite moments, etc. Got to start football, I guess. My top takeaway from football, 2 things. Solanco going to the district final, losing to McDevitt, but a great year for Solanco. They were spectacular. And Twin Valley out of Berks County going all the way to the state championship in 4A. I know they lose to Southern Lehigh in the title game, but TV was spectacular. What do you remember about football?
Yeah, Solanco stands out to me because it's not often they're the last Lancaster County team standing, which is what they were.
Yeah.
You know, they played, I think, until Black Friday.
They did.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest seasons in school history. It's funny. It's not just who's on your team. It's who's in the bracket. So you look at Cocalico. They won back-to-back 5A titles.
A couple of years
ago. You
know
who wasn't in the bracket?
McDevitt. They were in 4A that year.
Solanco has its team that probably would have won it in a pre-McDevitt time. They were the best public school in 5A.
Yeah.
But that's a different level of competition. And McDevitt draws from all over District 3. They're kind of like an all-star team, and they weren't quite good enough to overcome that hump. I think they could have been district champs in a different universe, like the one Cocalico played in.
And we covered the game, and Solanco hung with them. I mean, McDevitt did not truck them. It was a good football game.
Yeah, what I'll remember is Johnny Garcia up the middle,
and
Chris Burgos Wise taking that pitch and just like downhill. It felt like a touchdown in the making every time he carried the ball. So their offensive line was so good, and they're so strong at what they try to run that teams just could not stop them. Their yards per carry averages were insane. They were a powerhouse.
Burgos Wise was like 14 yards per touch. Yeah, they were fun. Solanco, I thought, was the best Lancaster County story. Berks Catholic made a district final. Leo Brown from Exeter rushed for 2,444 yards, a Berks County single-season record. Exeter went deep. Kutztown had 3 1,000-yard running backs. We had a couple of kids make the Big 33 team.
Township won Section 1 by going to West Lawn and beating Wilson, which I think was considered the favorite going into that.
I think I picked Wilson in August, and Township ran into Harrisburg again.
Yeah, they talk about the same story playing out. That's another one.
Back-to-back section champs for Conestoga Valley. Sawyer Espenshade threw for 2,300 yards and 33 touchdowns. It was a good football season. It wasn't spectacular. Good on Twin Valley for getting to the state final. Good on Solanco for making that run. Okay. Soccer, you're very familiar with the soccer. Boys soccer, I guess Warwick was the squad. They had 22 wins, district champ, state quarterfinals. What do you recall from that run?
Yeah, it was Warwick's season.
Yeah.
It had been dominated in Class 4A by the Mid-Penn, and this was the first LL team to win since, I think, 2018.
Wow.
It's hard for the LL to break through against Central Dauphin and Cumberland Valley, which are the perennial powers, and they've knocked off our teams a lot in recent years. Warwick's special. They play so well defensively, and they give up nothing. And if you get a goal, you feel like the game is over if they score against you because you cannot get 2 against them. So it's like a fight to win 1-0. They're so sound. And they just had this magic. They won a lot of overtime games. They won PK games. Riley Bills with the winner in the LL final. It was a golden goal against Township. Levi Hoover, who went through an injury and he missed last year's playoffs with an illness. He had the only goal in the district final. So it was Warwick's year. I think Lancaster Catholic was the other team. They won back-to-back district titles. And this was the end of their 4-year run, where the seniors who were freshmen got all the way to the state final, and they got back and they won 2 district titles, but they never got back to the state championship game. But that was a really special. That was the greatest era in Lancaster Catholic soccer history. Nice. No comparison. So seeing those seniors leave, that's tough because they were just such a presence on the soccer stage for so long. So we'll see if they can rebuild. On the girls' side, it has to be Township.
Township, LL champ, district champ.
4 straight LL titles.
Incredible.
The seniors on this team won every league game.
Never lost.
10-0 in the regular season, 3-0 in the league playoffs, 4 straight years. That's 52-0. Unfathomable to me. They also won 3 of the 4 District 3 titles in their time. The only time they didn't win the district title, they lost to Central Dauphin in overtime in the final. So they were 1 goal from sweeping every prize all the way through states.
That's incredible.
Hard to believe.
It is. With a new coach, too.
With, Terry Lee retired. Clayton Sudham took over. His daughter, Liza, is one of the greatest Township players ever. Justine Nguyen had the golden goal, well, not a golden goal, but a second half goal against Penn Manor in the league final. Elaine Warfel, she's a sort of a wingback / defender. She had a goal in the District 3 title game. She's one of their senior captains, and Hannah Cavanaugh scored in the district final. And Reagan Taylor, she's one of the best in the league history, and she's the all-time leading scorer at Township, which is saying something.
That is big time.
They've had some players, so she had one of the best all-around school years of any athlete.
Cocalico also won a district championship. They won the 3A title. Beat Lower Dauphin, and then the Eagles went all the way to the state quarters. They had a great run.
I was at that game.
And they probably should have won, right?
They were up 3-0 against
right.
South Fayette.
3-0.
With like 25 minutes to go. And South Fayette scored 3 to tie and won it in overtime and then won the whole thing. So I think Cocalico was that close to maybe winning the whole thing.
Yeah, that one stung. That might have been the stinger of the year.
That was probably the hardest loss I saw this year. Yeah. Because it looked like it was over, and then it just all unraveled so fast. And they were so dominant up until that point. It was stunning to see that game end the way it did.
Yep. Catholic girls also had a good year. Lost to Trinity in the district final 2A, and they went to the state quarters. Good year in soccer, I think. Yeah. Really good.
Catholic's team's really young. They're going to be heard from.
Nice.
They're going to win a district title with this group, I would bet, and they're going to make a run at states. Their biggest problem is they're so dominant in their section. Yeah. They just don't get tested all year.
No,
so
they show up to LL playoffs and have to play like Township or Cocalico in the first round, and
they wound up playing Township in the semis this year, and they beat, I think, Warwick in the quarters. But it's just hard to stay sharp when you're winning 70-0 repeatedly. So.
Yes. Okay. Field hockey is always so great around here. I don't want to say field hockey disappeared, but there was like a 2 or 3 year blip there where it wasn't awesome like it usually is. But I thought this year LL field hockey got back to being, hey, look out, here we are. Warwick had 23 wins. Got to the state championship, lost to Palmyra. You saw a lot of that run, and they had Karis Craver. So that was, I thought Warwick was a big story, field hockey.
Yeah, Warwick was almost had the tying goal at the end of that Palmyra game. Yeah. They were trying to go back-to-back in Class 2A. They won it the previous year.
They
did. Palmyra is another one of those perennial powers.
They're always good.
And they just couldn't get over that hump. They didn't have Taylor Hess. Warwick didn't.
Oh, that's right.
She for the end of that season, so she was an Ohio State recruit, and obviously one of the best players in the league. So that hurt. Maybe if she's there, they win it, but that's the way it goes. I think it was Penn Manor's year.
Penn Manor sneakily, they didn't win the section, but they went deep.
They won the league first time since 22. They won districts, I think, the first time since 2017. Wow. So they were, one of the just preeminent programs in the state, and they had a little couple years where they weren't that, and now they're back to being that, and it sounds like they're here to stay. So
they went all the way to the state semifinals, lost to CB West 3-2. So Penn Manor and Warwick.
Controversial goal. I think it was after time expired, and it was a big a hullabaloo about that. So they were that close to going to the championship.
Okay. Great use of the word hullabaloo in your
sentence.
You
don't get that into every podcast.
You do not.
This is why you stick it out till mid-June.
Yes, exactly. Karis Craver, 34 goals for Warwick, and headed to Ohio State. Yeah, she was kind of the face of the league, I thought.
Yeah, she's one of the best to ever come through here. Yep. She has an interesting story. She was a great distance runner growing up, and then she fell in love with field hockey, and she started to focus on that. And she became one of the best players Warwick's ever had. Which again, you're talking about the Bob Durr created dynasty
Oh,
that they
big
had
time.
there.
Oh, yeah.
And they brought Warwick back because
Oh,
they
big
hadn't
time.
been at state championship level for about 20 years before this back-to-back run. And she also played lacrosse her senior year.
Yes, she did.
Didn't own a stick.
Uh-oh.
Had never played before.
Uh-oh.
Started on the JV and was playing varsity
Of course.
minutes by the end of the year.
course.
Just some kids, they just got it. They're magical and they can do just about anything on a sports field.
Not surprised. Girls tennis, a couple of District 3 team champions. Manheim Township won in 3A. Lancaster Catholic girls, boy, they had a great fall. They won the District 3 2A team title. Township, Haley Miller, she was runner-up in 3A singles. Serafina Billis from Lancaster Catholic was the runner-up in 2A singles. I did not see anybody advancing too deep in girls tennis. Last fall, cross country, we got to start with our guy, Travis Formansky, kicked his senior season and year off right in cross, did he not?
Yeah, he won the 3A title, which is incredibly difficult
State
to do.
champ.
The LL's had some really great runners.
They have.
Adam Kingston and Colin Whitaker, and they were unable to win the cross-country state championship, and Travis Formansky was able to do it, which just speaks to just how great he was. And then in the track season, he broke 9 minutes in the 3,200.
He did.
So that's about as good of a distance running season as you could have.
Yeah, big time. Won the league 15-14, won the district 15-23, won the state 15-34. Township boys were the District 3 team champs. Girls side, a McCaskey kid wins the league. Carolyn Main, who went on to have a really good school year, she won the league title. Township girls won the District 3 title. Ruby Garner Valley from McCaskey finished third in the district meet. These two, this name really came on the scene here, and that was Reagan Gates from Pequay Valley.
She really came on in the track season too. She broke 5 minutes in the mile in the PIAA championships, and she broke 11 minutes in the 3,200. Only a freshman.
Yeah, she won the district.
So she's the next up and coming distance runner.
Oh yeah,
we had 4 girls break 5 minutes in the mile this season, which is
pretty good.
A ton.
That is,
and so distance is one of those things that for whatever reason. What used to be almost impossible 3 years or 4 years ago is starting to happen every year now. Breaking 9 minutes for the boys, breaking 5 minutes in the mile for the girls. I just think the runners are getting so much better, and it's becoming harder and harder to separate yourself because the competition is just so good.
It is. Gates finished 7th in the state, and Pequay Valley girls won the district championship, and Vauclina girls were 2nd. Interesting cross-country season. Formansky was definitely the story there. Okay, and then winter hit, and Jason and I set up shops in gyms across the area, watching a ton of hoops. Boys basketball notable, sir. Go.
There were 3 storylines that stand out to me.
Okay.
Lancaster Mennonite winning the league title.
Bang.
Has to be the story of the basketball season.
No doubt.
First time that's ever happened.
Yep.
And for a program that's just traditionally good year after year, to finally break through the Chase Hurst, Brady Grau, Bill Rothwine
And Bill We Trust.
trio. And Bill We Trust, who became the Scholar Athlete of the Year.
Brack Bill winner.
The Brack Bill winner.
He was.
So Bill did some things this year.
He did.
And he was kind of their lunch pail, rebound, play defense, and it's just relentlessly positive and just a great guy to be around. Everybody enjoys him. So I think that's important. And then Chase Hurst was there, do everything, score, rebound, assists, just one of the best 4-year players in recent boys history. There aren't a lot that get to play all 4 seasons like he did. He started from day one on a state championship team as a freshman. So that stands out to me. And then Octorara going undefeated until the very end of the regular season, making the league final for the first time since joining the league about 8 years ago. They had 4 seniors who played for 3 years, and the Killer V's, Vito Vespi and Vincent Thaler and Chase Fetro, who nearly tied the league final.
Right in
I
front
still
of us.
see that shot.
So do I.
Still looks like it's going in, but it's like a smidge too long.
Yeah.
So that, and then Lazo Cristo, who was the point guard. So that was just a special group that had a long run. They're going to have their hands full replacing that.
Yeah, they lose
crew.
some
They
good
are
kids.
They're
Yeah.
dropping to Section 4. So next year, Mennonite Octorara will be section rivals for the
interesting.
first time. So that stands out. And the other thing is Demir Salisbury and McCaskey and Dustin, the great McCaskey player, coming back to coach and trying to revive McCaskey's boys basketball program.
Yes.
They didn't have great success. They were 500, but they brought more energy, and the crowds were bigger, and there was just more of a buzz around the Red Tornado than there has been in the last, since they won the last time, which was 2016, their last league championship.
Yeah. A fun, entertaining boys basketball season, really. And it was the little guys that went the furthest and did stuff, which was really cool.
That's been the recent trend, because we had Linville Hill Christian winning it and Mennonite winning 4 consecutive district titles. So, yeah, it's been the smaller schools that have done the damage in the postseason.
Yes. Okay. Girls hoops, just a couple of things. Township girls with a team full of athletes winning another LL League championship. They beat Crest in an all-section 1 affair. Good on Township for winning that. That's a tough week and a tough bracket. Township gutted it out. Sanaya Robinson, who you wrote about, had a great week.
Yeah, 27 in the semis and 18 in the final. 45 of their 82 points in the last 2 games.
And she made every free throw in that Warwick semifinal game.
And a huge 3 in the fourth quarter against Crest when it looked like it might be slipping away.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave them the push to get over the finish line.
The things you remember when you...
Yeah, that 3 stands out because the lead was fading, and it was kind of like a step back, like 23-footer, like not a shot most kids can make.
No, even her, she makes big shots. Big shots. Only one LL team made district finals. That was Pequay Valley. They lost to Trinity in the 3A championship. You were there. You saw it. And Pequay shoulda, coulda won.
They should have won. That would have been, I think, the biggest upset of the school year.
Might have been.
If Pequay takes out Trinity in girls basketball.
Yeah. They were up like 6 late, like a minute left, and just had a turnover, and Trinity had a breakout, run out, lay up, and tip of the cap to New Covenant Christian. We do our best to cover CCAC. Do we not?
We try. Yeah, we try. It's hard. There's so much LL going on. But
I know. But New Covenant girls won. They beat Linville in the district final.
Yeah, Coventry Christian won the CCAC for the first time as well. And High Point won the district and made the state semifinals. So that was the greatest season in High Point history.
Yes, 2 name drops. Olive Brandt, Lebanon, what a career. 24 points a game, led the league. She's headed to E-Town College. Janae Patterson, also all-state, all-time leading scorer, Pequay Valley, 1,700 plus. Those 2 will be missed.
And Timmy Hambright.
Yes.
25 points a game for Cocalico. The Timmy Hambright experience.
We're just living it.
One of the greatest leaps from junior to senior year I've ever seen. He goes from being about a 12-point per game guy to 24 points per game, scores 700 points in a season, takes them to their first state tournament win in 40 years.
Pretty amazing. Hoops was fun. We had a good time covering hoops in the winter. Wrestling, LL. Donegal won the LL team title. District 3 champs. Not a lot this year. Sean Morley from Conestoga Valley, Noah Templin from Mannheim Central, Sam Wolford, who had a great career at Northern Lebanon, Cole Byler from Pequay Valley. Those were the only boys district champs. Wolford went deep. He lost in the state quarterfinals. I thought he might win it. He wrestled along with, what was his name?
Aaron Seidel.
Yeah. Those guys are best friends. Wolford wanted to follow in his footsteps and try to get a state title. He got close, but lost in the state quarters. Girls, Township won the LO team title. District 3 champions. 2 of them, Kylie Trossel from Elko and Ella Tufert from Octorara. In the state finals, Trossel got 4th. Township's Layla Cologne got 4th, and Tufert got 6th. LL girls wrestling is a thing now, is it not? It's huge.
I think wrestling and the girls' side in general. It's interesting because the girls come in as freshmen and they win.
Yes.
But by the time they're juniors, there's this crop of new girls who are just learning the sport, who are getting to high school.
And they're getting good at it.
The competition is just getting so much better, much faster that it's hard to stay on top because the next 8th and 9th graders are coming and they're better because they started younger.
Yeah. I was curious about the storylines because Journey was going from
Jenny
McCaskey, and I was
Rodriguez,
like, all right, who's going to be the it kid? I thought Trussell kind of was.
Yeah.
She went really, really far. And she's a junior, so she'll be
Got
back.
one more crack at it. Yeah.
And I think she really wants a state title. She's a fun kid.
She's one of those girls that started at a young age
Yes.
when most girls weren't wrestling, so
Yes.
she had a head start, and now we're starting to see more kids like, in the middle school level do the sport, and
Yes.
it's just getting harder and harder to win.
Yes.
It used to be the best girls could dominate, but that's starting to change.
Yep. Girls wrestling is here, and it's here to stay. It is really popular, and it's taken off like gangbusters. Rifle. Let's not forget Rifle. Conestoga Valley won the LL tournament, and the champion this year from CV was Dominic Santa Maria. It was fun having the Rifle kids at Media Day, was it not?
Carrying their
Yes.
rifles around and wearing
Yes.
their outfits, yeah.
Yes, and I got to write about my favorite banner at Manheim Township, 1972 Manheim Township State Rifle Champions.
It's always interesting to talk about a sport you know nothing about
Yeah.
and just kind of get educated in it. And I
Yes.
learned a lot about rifle that day that I didn't know.
Big
you know.
time.
I mean, basically, you have to be pretty close to perfect.
Yes.
If you're off at all,
Yes.
like you're done. You can't
Yeah.
win. So
It's amazing when you see the kids.
precision. Yeah.
The kids who average 100, like they hit the bullseye every time on every shot. That's pretty
You
amazing.
shoot 97 and you had a rough day.
I know, and you sulk and you're mad because you missed like one.
They're so good.
They are, they really are. And I was talking to one of the coaches about this winter. They don't have like a tour. They don't have like a District 3. They don't have a PIAA, and They'd like to go and shoot more, but there's no tournament. They do the LLs and then they're done. Mm-hmm. So, okay. To the pool, Jason. Swimming. Boys LL champ was Hempfield. Girls LL champ was Township. Surprised?
I'm not.
No. Okay. Me neither. Okay. District champs. Brody Reber, Warwick, won the 200 IM and the 100 back. Jack Martin from Ephrata won the 100 free. Colton Hauk from Donegal had a superb year in the pool. He won the 50 free and the 100 free at districts, and then he won the only state title.
The only individual state title, yeah.
That's
in
pretty.
Swimming,
yeah, that's pretty awesome. Reber Verbold to Michigan, and he's back next year.
Yep.
We'll see how he can close it out. Girls, district champions Adora Imuwa from Manheim Township won the 50 free in districts. Cami Schwartz, the eventual Brackbill girls winner, won the 100 breaststroke in districts. Good, not great swimming year. I mean, not a lot of like
Let's
state
mention
champs.
Sam Kiefer. He was a state
Yes.
silver medalist
Yes.
in the 500
Central?
free. It's Manheim
Yes.
Central 500 free distance.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, how many state champs do you typically have? You know, a couple, one or two, maybe.
couple.
So we had one last season in Reber. And
Reber.
we had one in Hauk. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's about average. You know,
Yes.
pretty typical season.
Yes. Again, great swimming in the LL.
And Cami Schwartz.
Schwartz had a great
field
career.
hockey, swimming, crossover. She played in a state final in field hockey. She won league championships, and then to add that to swimming,
Yeah.
totally different discipline, different type of athleticism.
Yes.
Really impressive.
Pretty amazing. Roll'em, bowling, LL champ was Donegal. Boys winner was Gavin Courtney from Garden Spot. Girls winner was Kaylin Rotondo from E-Town. And they both went on to have unbelievable seasons. Courtney, who it feels like he never loses, he lost in the regional semis. Rotondo lost in the regional quarterfinals. But at states, Rotondo got fourth, and our guy, Mr. Courtney, wins another state championship in bowling. Go.
Yeah, there's, I think, 4 prestigious bowling titles. And
Yes.
he won all of them
He
as
won
a
all of them
junior and
as a
2 of the
junior.
4 as a senior. So 6 of the
That's
8
pretty
over
good.
his last 2 years. He's probably the most famous bowler certainly
Ever in the history of the LL.
Yeah, he's just incredible.
Yes.
His dad is Chris Courtney, who runs the pro shop up at Heaster Lane. So Gavin's been playing since he was tiny, and they used to own Blue Ball Lanes,
Oh, cool.
which closed down, and that was a big traumatic thing for the family because they loved that bowling alley, and that was his dad's dream was to run one. So now his dad's up at Heaster, and Gavin went up there because he could bowl for free.
Yeah.
and just bowled for like 6 hours a day one summer to learn the two-handed technique, and that's how the greatest LL bowler of the last decade was created.
No doubt, and that's no cut on any of the kids that have like gone to play in college or anything.
Oh, you win them all.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just on another
to
level.
win all 4 of them is unheard of.
It's nuts. Yeah. And he had a sponsor this year.
The Hammer.
The
Hammer, which is a bowling ball manufacturer. Yes. So he had a hammer on his chest his little polo shirt.
That's unbelievable.
That's a big name in bowling. Yeah. and his dad's pro shop, his 2 state championship pictures, I guess plaques or whatever you want to call them, are hanging up there. So anyone who buys something at Heaster Lanes can learn a little bit about Gavin Courtney.
Unbelievable. Do we know what Courtney's doing next level?
He's going to a school in Tennessee to play. He's going to play.
He's going to roll him in college.
Yeah, right. And he dreams of making the tour, but it's incredibly difficult to make a living.
So he averaged 240 this year in high school, which is crazy. I don't know where that puts you with the pros, but a 240, and he's a bowling rat. He's always in the
He just loves it, man. Like, he never gets tired of it, and he just works at it constantly, and he's just one of those, he's just found this thing, and it belongs to him, and he has just become one of a kind at the high school level. Pretty amazing kid. Okay, we've done the whole spring sports podcast here. My take from the spring: baseball, Northern Lebanon's ride. They were great. Adrian Gonzalez pitching, amazing. LS baseball going pretty deep, but the injury ended up catching up in the end. Greencastle Antrim won 5A. It's all that. That has to hurt, because I don't think there's any universe where anyone thinks Greencastle was better than LS, but that's how it goes. Baseball, as you always say. Baseball, ? Township won the league, and then they were going on Monday. Yeah, I think the story with Township is Jacob Carrasco, the catcher, he's a major Division I recruit to the University of Oregon, and just incredible. One of the best baseball players we've had. And Jack Kneff becoming a pitcher and pitching 6 shutout innings in the league final was what carried Township over the top. Amazing. Softball, Solanco undefeated into districts, win another league title, but they're out early, which was a surprise. That's the end of their run with those seniors who went back-to-back undefeated regular seasons. So what were they, like 33-2 or something the last 2 years? All they lost was 2 district games and 1 state game. Yeah. They didn't lose anything in the regular season or league playoffs. Correct. Northern Lebanon was the only softball team to make it to states. Tennis, Braden Garcia had a great year. League champ, district champ. Finished 3rd in the state, got bronze. I thought he was awesome. We mentioned lacrosse with those teams going deep. Any track notables you want to drop? It was amazing track year. Amazing. Yeah, I'm doing the records for the website. Nice. I'm updating them. Nice. And you sort of get an appreciation for like where the times athletes fit in the landscape of league history. And Cadell Howard's just in another universe. Yeah, she is. I mean, you knew that. 51-48 in the 400. I talked to her last week. Mm-hmm. She's thinking Olympics. Oh, for real? 2028. Not down the road. That's quick. That's fast. The qualifying time in the 400 is like 50 and change. 50, and she's at 50. Second off of that? You have to get into the 49 range maybe, because the U.S. is very competitive. Yeah. But that's her dream, and I'm not going to tell her she can't do it. No. If she can stay healthy, she has shown she can just keep getting better. So no way. Eliana Schneider, the 160 in the javelin. Her 800 time was, I think, 7th best in league history in the 800, which you don't even think about her running the 800. Nope. And she would have won the league and district titles if we didn't have the state champ Vivian Salerno at McCaskey in the same section. So amazing. She had an incredible year, and just the sprinters, Briley Miller, Ella Petrosky, both breaking 12 seconds. They're the 2 fastest ever. Yep. With 2 years to go. It's just, you look at the records, and almost all of the records in track for the girls are recent. They're all girls we're watching right now. Amazing. Amazing. Great school year. Next on our plate are the Athlete of the Year finalists. We pick 5 boys. We pick 5 girls. And it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Jason can vouch. a lot of how arguments. Can you pick that kid over this kid? It's so hard to pick 5 boys and 5 girls, and we just broke it all down. There were a ton of great kids this year. Yeah. So there are more than 5. Oh, easily. We could have gone 10 boys and 10 girls, and probably still would have argued over the number 11. But we can only pick so many and write so many.
because it's the end of the school year and Jason and I need a vacation. Those stories will start running, Wednesday of this week? Thursday of this week?
Thursday, I believe. Yeah,
yep.
Thursday.
Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl for 10 days. And then we'll announce the winner. It was tough. And then you have to pick one at the end. I don't know. What did you think of the whole experience of picking these people?
It's one of my favorite things to do because
Yes.
you sit down and you talk to these kids for 30, 40 minutes when they're done. Like they don't have to worry about playing that day.
Correct.
They don't have practice.
Correct.
So they're kind of relaxed and you learn a lot about them that you didn't know. And there's
Yep.
just so many layers to these people that it's impossible to uncover it all. So
Yep.
you hear all these stories about how they became great athletes growing up and you talk to their peers and their coaches, and it's kind of a chance to go a little deeper than you can go
Yes.
during the school year because there's so much going on all the time. You can't sit down with, one of these athletes and chat for 40 minutes.
No, you
'cause
can't.
She has practice and she has a game and she has another game and she's playing another sport. So yeah, it's a chance to kind of slow down a little bit
Yep.
and appreciate what we just saw.
Yep. And the 3 kids I talked to, none of them wanted to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Like they don't. They don't. It's the team.
Yeah.
But we won, not I won. They team first kids, which was cool.
And just the single-minded focus and the work ethic that sort of binds all of them together.
Yes.
They just love to play their sports.
Yes.
And they play them all the time. It has never been harder to be good at high school sports than it is now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because you play year-round and there's just so much more competition.
I think 9 of the 10 kids we picked are multi-sport kids. 1 kid plays 1 sport,
Yes.
and then the other 9 are multi-sport kid, I think, off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, I believe that's right. And high achieving in multiple sports
Yes.
in most cases.
Yeah,
So,
not just showing up and playing 3 sports, like champions in 3 sports. I don't want to give away any names, but yeah. So be on the lookout for that. Anything else about this school year that stood out for you?
I don't think so. I think we got it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. We went through some stuff.
Yeah. My
All
30th year.
Hey,
What are you up to now? 34?
34. 1993 was my first byline.
Couple of old men.
Yeah,
This is
really.
a young man's game.
I got a little grayer this school year, but it was great to chronicle. I call it chronicling, just kind of following these kids and teams around. We'll be back. I'm not sure when. Give us till August. Football will be starting. We got some ideas up our sleeve. But we love doing the podcast, did we not?
We did, and just so people know, we're planning to do the media days for every sport
Yes.
for the fall. So
Yes.
we'll be seeing you sometime in the second week of August.
Yes.
No matter what you play, not just football, everything.
Yes. So that's coming up. Jason and I are going to take some downtime and recharge the batteries, but we'll be back to do all things LL in August. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We appreciate you. It's the LL Sports Podcast. For Jason Guarente, Jeff Reinhart here, LNP and Lancaster Online. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you for listening this whole school year, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks.